Squatters, hello. It looks like our political problems are now mounting. They are not getting any better. They are not disappearing, they are mounting. I'm very much worried. I get so much worried when our president is given a stern warning by another country, another president. Our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, made allegations, that the reason why the DRC is being attacked is because Rwanda is behind that and all of that. And now it has pissed off President Paul Kagame, the Rwandan president. And by the way, next year he's running for the fourth term. And it's almost going to be something like nearly 3 decades being a president. And he's saying, my people are happy about me. Therefore, I'm actually confirming that I will be running for the 4th term. This is my other problem about African countries, that once they ascend into power, they don't want to to step down, man, to leave, the room for other people to develop, other presidents to take over. They sit forever. By the way, it's a Rwandan problem, and I don't want to dwell too much into that, because even our president, we had Thabo Mbeki, who had to be pushed out. We had Jacob Zuma, who had to be pushed out. We are going to have Ramaphosa, who will also have to be pushed out. That's the nature of us Africans. We love power. We are so much obsessed with power. We like power mongering and to sit there, being in charge and all of that. Now, I'm worried about this warning that has been issued by the Rwandan president, Paul Kagame, issuing this warning directly to Cyril Ramaphosa, our president, saying he must stop lying. And if he continues to perpetuate lies, he will respond. What kind of response do you think it will be? Is it going to be a diplomatic response? Are we really hoping for a diplomatic response that he will just say, hey, Cyril, man, don't say that about me. That man, let me tell you something, Squatters, that man must really be looked at, for one reason, that maybe, just maybe for some reasons, he might, maybe be behind the M23, sponsoring them with arms and ammunition and all of that. Okay, fine. But you can even look at his posture when he's talking. That man mean a business. It's one of those presidents that you take for granted. They can get you busy. They can get you busy. So we shouldn't actually take his statement for granted. And I'm worried about our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. It looks like he's not creating friendship with either foreign countries and other African countries. He's just creating enemies. And the disadvantage of creating enemies is that you are going to be economically excluded. This kind of bitter relationship amongst themselves, they don't actually reflect on them. They don't actually impact on them as presidents. It impacts on poor people. Poor people will not be able to trade, will not be able to do certain businesses and all of that because of one person issuing a reckless statement on a public platform, and now it has made another president there angry. If I was the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, I would actually withdraw those remarks. I will apologize to him. I will even go to an extent, maybe, because you know why? The problem is that Cyril Ramaphosa looks more like he's taking sides. He's taking the DRC side, and now he's becoming against Rwanda, which is something which is worrisome, that if you are diplomatic, if you are consensus, if you want to make peace, why picking sides? Because picking sides, it's a problem. And mind you, we had our defense force, 13 of our members, South African National Defense Force, who died in the DRC. The M23 rebels have taken over the Goma area. And now it is also escalating to Kinshasa. What is going to happen? So we should not actually find ourselves in other countries' issues to an extent that now we become part of fighting the war. We are not there to fight those wars, whatever that is happening there, the M23 rebels and all of that. We are not there to fight wars. We are there for a peacekeeping mission. And now it looks more like now we are there to fight. That is why our soldiers are being attacked left, right, and center. And another thing is that we don't have defense. We don't have a strong defense in South Africa. I beg to differ. I don't think we are strong enough that we can go to war. The next morning you say, there's war in South Africa, defense force, there we go. I don't think so. Honestly, you know why? In South Africa, there's too much corruptions. There's too many corruptions, by the way, corruptions. And then our soldiers are ill-equipped. We don't have equipment. You know what is happening with these presidents? They start gauging one another. They start gauging our country, the military. Like I said, that if someone can penetrate the military, they are done with the country. And now Paul Kagame is well aware that his military is stronger than our military. And by so saying, he is a president. He can issue such a directive that let's teach them a lesson. Let's throw one first missile there to South Africa. Then it hits. Boom! What is Cyril going to do? We have the Minister of Defense who has never carried a rifle in her whole life. Njimutsekha. She has never even, here's my view. Someone who becomes the Minister of Defense, it should be someone who is either a political activist, who was there in the trenches, who knows the sound of a rifle, a fully automated rifle, who was trained for the military. Maybe you were a sniper or armory or artillery or infantry or any kind of, or maybe even you can be from army or Air Force, or you've got that experience. That's the person who can run. But corruption, always lets us down, because also the commanders, they push their own thing. They're doing tenders and all of that. I'm very much worried about the statement that Paul Kagame has issued to I don't know how he will respond, by the way, but it is worrisome when our country now becomes a spotlight now. Now the focus has taken a 360 turn. From DRC now, they will switch to South Africa and say, are you ready for war? You want war? We're going to give you. We will give you the seat you want and the suites you want. I don't know if we are really ready. We are not perpetuating war. We are not all about war. But if the war comes, we have to stand and protect our country. The military must protect our country. Are they ready? Do you think they are ready? I don't think they are ready. I don't think so. I doubt. We can't be sending soldiers to the DRC and they die there, because they are ill-equipped. They don't have proper equipment to combat those rebels. Because rebels, they don't negotiate. They kill. They take over the territory. They kill. They take over. That's the mission of the rebels, because that is the actual mandate. That is the actual fundamental recruitment, that when they recruit these people, they are terrorists, by the way. And terrorism is a big problem, especially in African countries. I'm very much worried with Paul Kagame's statement. And then I don't know how will our Buffalo respond to this. President Cyril Ramaphosa, he must be really careful. He needs to now strategize. He needs to cool it down. Cool it down and say, hey, bro, we're not fighting here. Comrade, come closer. This is our view, but if you were offended, there's nothing wrong, and you are not stupid to say, I'm sorry. That's not, there's nothing wrong. Even if people will say, South Africa is too scared of Rwanda, they apologize. Cool, but we have saved much more that could have actually happened. We don't want South Africa to become a war zone, because I know how war looks like. I know if there can be war, a lot of people will die. There's going to be too much casualties. Our health system is suffering now when there's no war. What if now the war starts? Now they start hitting, the hospitals become now packed, overpopulated with casualties and all of that. We don't want to go through that. It's traumatizing. We saw it during the apartheid time, when the apartheid government was brutalizing black South Africans. We are still recovering from that trauma. Then now, if we're going to get into war, we really have to think twice. I think the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, has got an upper hand to make sure that he actually heal this situation before it becomes a real situation. Because that man mean business. That man is ready for any time. If you say, we are on, we go to the boxing ring, and he mean business, and he has got military, well equipped, fully armored, everything. As a president of the country, the first thing that you need to do when you become a president is to stabilize the military, to make sure that they are strong, they are equipped. The training is very hard. The training that the military recruitment, the military skills development, MSD, I don't know what they call it now. Then, it was, in the 90s, it was very hard than now. Now these kids, the 2000 kids now, when they finish matric, they go there to the military. Have you seen how comfortable they are? You see people who are highly trained there. Unless you're talking about old commanders, people who are really experienced there. Yes, they know what I'm talking about. But these ones that they came now, these ones that they are eating makwenya in the morning and a cup of coffee and done. I don't think so. I'm very much worried about the remarks of the Rwandan president, Paul Kagame. If Cyril Ramaphosa is not careful, he will create nothing but enemies in all the African countries. Now they start to have issues with him. And that is very wrong. It's very wrong, and it's very much disadvantaging for us. Because if there could be war, these African countries are the potential people that can say, hey, listen, let's put the arms down, let's negotiate, let's talk about this. But if African countries are fighting amongst each other, then it's a problem. It's a problem. And some presidents, they don't buy faces. If they say it's a war, then they send the military to penetrate, come through. If you want to come through South Africa, it's very easy. There are no borders anyway. Those guys, they can penetrate, come through to our country, either anyhow, from any corner they can penetrate. They can go through Zimbabwe, Messina, and they are inside, underneath. Then they finish the soldiers there. The DMA, Border Management Authority, those ones are, there's no training there. They switch them off, then they sneak. And when they come here, they target malls, all the public places, then there's going to be a lot of chaos. Too much casualties. I think the president should think about this, because we don't want war in our country. We are not ready for it. President Paul Kagame, We are sorry. We are sorry. Sorry. We don't, it was a mistake. Our president made a mistake. On his behalf, we say, no, we apologize. I don't know, squatters, you will state your view, but this is a worrying situation when another president issues a very stern warning to our president, say, hey, stop lying about me. And if you want me to respond, I will respond. That man mean business. He's not a Mickey Mouse. He mean business. So, I don't know. Maybe he will respond. Maybe the president will apologize. Maybe he will call him. Even if he calls him through back doors and apologize, that's fine. We are cool. But I doubt that he will accept it. He will just say, listen, you need to go public because you issued that statement on a public platform. So come back and say, I was lying. I don't know, squatters. Let's continue engaging. Subscribe. Those who have not subscribed, click that notification bell when I drop the content. You're the first to know. Let's keep engaging, squatters. This is very important. It's actually concerning our country, construction of our country, having a healthy economy, and all of that. Our politicians must always be alert and serve us, serve the people that voted for you. Serve them. Thank you, squatters.